guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So we are in a new year and this is the first vlog of the year. So I have a lot of things I want to do in this vlog, so it's probably gonna be a little long, hopefully not too long. So how I started the year, so I took a whole week off, so guys, I feel so rested and I went back to work and it wasn't so bad, and I think it's because of one, the diet that I'm on, two, working out. So for some reason my energy hasn't been bad at all. Like I feel like I feel a little different, and I know it's because of I'm eating more of certain things that is intended for you to have more energy. So it's working, and definitely lost weight. And it's crazy how, because my coworkers haven't seen me in a month, some of them, a few have noticed, who have said to me, and I was kind of like, really? I felt it, but it was just like, really? But then it makes sense because they haven't seen me in that long, so they would notice a little difference in. So definitely lost inches, and I've been running. Now I started walking when I started working out, and now that I am back in the gym, guys, I went 3 days this week, and then it snowed yesterday, so of course today was a home workout. I am not bad. I was a little nervous at first, but the way the gym set up is I go early. I'm there 7 in the morning, so it's still dark. I'll show you a little clip. It's still pretty dark outside when I just go. There's not a lot of people in there, and everything is spaced. People literally are respecting social distance because everything is spaced out. There's wipe down station everywhere, so you wipe the machine down before you use it, you wipe it off when you're finished, and then the workers there do their round as well. They probably do it in every hour or whatever. They go ahead and wipe it again, even though I've noticed when I'm there, people literally are wiping their machine down before and after. So I like that. And it made me a little bit more comfortable. I wear a mask when I'm there. I need to get some other masks that is supposed to be good for a gym, because when you're sweating in those kind of masks, I realize it's just not comfortable at all, because it's just, I'm a sweater when I work out, especially if I'm going to be on running or on the elliptical going crazy. So that part of the year feels good because I'm keeping it up and I'm trying my best to be safe at the same time, even at work, because what we're dealing with. So it is what it is. I have to do what I have to do, and I can't be too scared, because what am I gonna do? I can't live in the house all day and never leave. I have to work, and I have to lose this weight and be healthy. So that's where we at with that. Then I started the year with romance, guys. Romance have been keeping me for the last week. I've read 4. They're all different. I wanted something feel-good books to start the year, but I didn't expect it to have one of them really was such an emotional read and a really good book. And but I will talk about them as I go, because I'm finishing setting up my reading journal, and I will show you. Guys know that I did a live with Dee Dee Sunday past, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that. She saved it, so you can go on Brown Girl Reading Instagram and you can watch the live that we did, and we talk about our own individual reading journal, and things that work for us, things that didn't work. So in this video I will show you what I have my setup, and because the books were ebook except for one, 3 of them were ebook, 1 was physical. I show you what the plan is and how I do mine. Very simple. I don't do all that crazy setup that some people are very more detailed and all that. I don't do that because you guys know I review all my books on YouTube, so I don't feel like I need to duplicate everything that I do. And also sometimes review even on my blog, so I can even go to my blog to see some of the reviews that I've done. So I don't have that extensive layout like some people have, because this is, you know, the only way, they don't have a platform really, or they just do Instagram, so they want to be able to retain and write down what they got from the book in their reading journal. So go watch that video on live and see how we discuss that. Also, my vision board, I am almost done, so you will see the finished process in this video, and I will tell you why I went with the theme that I went with, and what's on top of my bucket list for this year. And I'm keeping my finger crossed that I'm able to do it. I haven't started my research on it yet for the area that I live in, but we'll talk about it later of why this is important to me. And here we go. New glasses. They came yesterday. Been wearing one of them, but I decided to pop my old one back on so I can like give y'all the reveal. So here we go. So you guys had favorites. There's some people that gave me their favorites, and I was smiling because I was like, oh really? So I decided to get the Vogue, and this is a cheaper brand compared to what I normally get, and I was kind of happy because it allowed me to do certain things, and I'll tell you why. So I've never had blue frames, so I now have blue frame. And what I love about these is it's two-tone, so you have a different on the side, and it's a good size. It's not too big, but it's still kind of big, and it still will give me my love for these. These are the longest wearing glasses I've ever had. These are these Gucci ones that I would never give up. At some point I will probably get them to change this prescription, put these prescription in here, but for right now that is gonna be sitting in his box in a while. So this is, I love it. It's just, this is my everyday. This is probably, you know, what I wear to work. When I'm driving, especially at night, I need this. What changed in my prescription? I now have, you know how those other glasses were in the bottom of it, there's like a square, and you saw people use it to read. Now they have it where you don't see it. So you look at this, you wouldn't know that I have a different prescription on top, and then down the bottom is a reading. So what happened to my eyes again is I have no problem with distance. I can literally, the stack of book that's over there, I can literally read everything from this distance to them. What was happening is if I put it this close to my face, it looks blurry. So I have to do this number to read whatever that was on the page, especially books. I have to read the book like this. I can't put the book too close up to my face. I can do that now because it has a thing in the bottom, so I actually have a reading focus in the bottom of the glasses. And now they come invisible, so you cannot see it, which is good, because when she told me that's what she's gonna do to my glasses, I looked at her like, I don't like those glasses. They just and then she said, then she showed me the new doctor, because the other doctor, you know, again, another one retired. She said to me, I have those on right now. And I said, oh, but you know, I don't see them. And she said, they don't do those anymore in the new glasses. You can get them where they don't show. And I said, ew. Then it got better. And I said, I had enough money on my medical coverage and everything that I had additional money to use from something else. And I was able to get 2 glasses. So, for those of you who really like these glasses, because quite a few of you did say you like the glasses, I did get them. So yes, these came home with me as well. These are my fun. I just picture myself with like a white outfit, and these gonna be popping. These are more for the fashion. These are more for the I dare you try something different and not so plain and boring. So these are my fun glasses. These are probably not going to be worn all the time because I am not I don't like people looking at me all the time, but I could just imagine I'm going to get people ask me about these frames. These are the Burberrys. So if you guys are into glasses, I go to Pearl Vision. That is my I've been going to them since I've been wearing glasses. Yeah, so 16, since I've been 16. So these are the Burberrys, and I love the case. The case is pretty cool, the brown. And so I have two glasses, and most of you, if you guys know, you would know that I get two glasses. I've gotten two glasses the last couple of years now. I've always had backup. I like to switch my glasses up. So I did like the cat eye one, and if I had enough money left over, I would have gotten the cat eye one too. But I thought if I had to pick only two, because that's all I could afford, I would go with these two, because these two I know I will wear, and I would definitely not be bored with them, because I've had glasses before where I didn't care for it after a while, and I end up going back to these, and the other glasses kind of was by the wayside. But yeah, so I'm super happy with both, and I am going to put my blue ones back on and show you guys my reading journal, and then this way I can start putting my notes in there. I don't want to put my notes in there yet. I want to see you guys see the layout. Then I'm going to put my notes in, and then I'm going to start talking about some of the books throughout the video that I've read, and then I will show you my vision board, give you an update on what I accomplished on the old one behind me, which you can't really see that well. No, you're not going to see it. The old one behind me, and take it down and put the new one back up. So here we go. On to the next. Sorry guys, so this is, of course you guys seen this is my new reading journal. So usually on the front is basic. I will just put reading journal ideas, and then on here I have my email address just in case I was to lose it. So I went over this, so we're just not going to even, because this was my 2022 goals. I always start with my goals on the first page, and I went over it on my video that I did for my goal. So it's going to be very basic. So what I have here is, let's zoom out a little bit, is my blog idea pages. So I am basically very minimalist on this, because I just really just write down ideas as they come. Sometimes I have ideas that pop in my head, but I'm not ready to write about it, and I will be able to go back months down the road, come back to this page and see it and say, oh yeah, I remember that, and just start writing about it. Here is going to be the book page, and what I'm going to do on this is I wanted to basically focus on listing the books that I read and give a rating beside it. That is all that's going to be on here, and it's probably going to be quarterly, because it's all the books that I read is not going to fit on these two spread. But I like what I did. It's just pretty cool, and yeah. So then on this page I have romance, so I will list all my romance, how I rate them. So I'm probably going to start already, because I've already read 4 for the year so far. And then this page is going to be my classics. So on here I will just list the classics and what I rate them. It should fit all the classics for the year. I don't think I'm going to need more pages, but I can always make another spread if I do read more than what fits on this page. Then I have Caribbean books. Again, I probably only need one spread, because I read, I think, 16 last year or 17, and that's been my average lately. So I think it will be fit on this page. I also made a page for Readathon, and which happens in June, and I like to put it all on one page, the books I read as well as the video ideas that I have, and so that will be on this page. And of course we have a lot of time before that happens, but I made a spread for it, so I'll have it in there. Then next month, which I will start filling this out this month. This is for Black History Month, and I will put down what I'm going to get involved with as far as readathons and photo challenge and books for different category. I tried to do different genres of book on here for Black History Month. It worked real well last year, so I'm going to continue. I have one page for nonfiction because I don't read a lot of nonfiction, although last year was the most nonfiction I've read in 1 year. I think I read 5 or 6 nonfiction, which is a lot for me. So I have one page for that. Then I have a page for YouTube. So this is also going to be quarterly, and put down video ideas for what I will be doing, as well as videos. Trying to track more of the videos, because I never track to see how many videos I do in a year, but it would be nice to kind of start tracking it and see. I don't usually do my growth in terms of writing down even month, because I don't want to obsess about my YouTube growth. I look at it when I go on, but it's more like, okay, am I at the target? But I don't really track it to see the growth per month, that kind of deal. I'm not trying to obsess about it, so I don't do that. But I have this in terms of the videos I want to do. I also have the first one for Journal Mood, which the spring edition will be in April. It's always in April. But this is like the page for when people submit their word of the day. So I decided just to do a page because I know that's something I'm going to do later. Then I have something I've never done, which is a book recommended books page. I get a lot of recommended book, and then I forget, and I don't actually remember later, or I will read the book and I forgot who recommended. So I want to start putting it down on this page and put beside it who recommended the book. I haven't been through all my comments, especially on my 2022 goals, and there's quite a few recommendations when I did see them, but I haven't gone through them to respond to the comments yet. I literally took a week off YouTube, like literally. I think I comment maybe on 3 or 4 comments, but there's tons of comments right now, and I plan on going through them tonight. I want to do all the comments before I upload a new video for the year. And then while I'm going through it, I'm going to start jotting it down, all the book recommendation on this page. And then I have my monthly spread, and this is what January looks like. So I have over here, I put books and blog posts. I usually number to see how many books I read for the year, and I put it here. So far, these are the books. I have the photo of them, but I haven't made a comment yet. I don't do a full-on review in here. It's more of, because sometimes I read so many books, I forget the character's name. So I always jot down the character and a small comment here and there of how I felt about the story and little things I want to remember about the story that I will put in here. And so far, and it fits because I don't write big, I write very small so I can spit, because I don't want to fill up all the books, even though usually this is going to be at least 3 pages. It's going to be at least this and this by the time I'm done for the month, because my monthly wrap-up is not just the books, it's also what blog posts I did. I will list the blog posts. Also, if I watch any movie. I am not a big movie girl or a TV person, but sometimes in the winter, in January, February, and March is when I actually would watch something, because fighting the winter blues and having to deal with the snow. Sometimes I'm snowed in and can't get to work, and I might not be in the mood to read. I might watch a movie. And that's pretty much the only time really you would catch me really watching. But when the weather is good, I tend to want to be outside reading or just, random stuff. But if I watch any movie, I will jot it down in here. I think I did that last year, 'cause February last year, I believe I watched quite a few movie on Amazon Prime, because I was over the winter. So yeah, and then that's it. I didn't want to set up for too many months, because just in case I use the page up for other stuff, because sometimes I put down video ideas of what I'm doing. If I'm doing a tag, if I'm doing something to do with a video that I need to write down some notes, I would do that too. And I kind of want to keep it within that month, so I rather do everything I need, and then when I start a fresh month, it goes that way. So yeah, so that is it, guys. My setup is so simple, to the point. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start writing the character's name and little things, and then I will start giving you reviews about what I've read so far, in between working on finishing up my vision board. So that's where we at. So all right, so I'm back, and I am going to be talking about what I've read so far. Now, Flagrant is one of the books that I've been holding off on from Alexander House, and I knew I was gonna have a little bit of issue with this one because I don't like Polo. This is Polo's story. This is a character that showed up in Let Me Hold You, and which was one of the McCain brothers, and he is a basketball star that is notorious for being a cheater. And how some of the things that he was saying, how he was in that book, I just had a feeling like he's just gonna be toxic as hell. And I was right. This is a toxic romance. I did not care for these two relationships. I think they feed off each other in such a negative way that although there is that positive discussion about counseling and how you get you get to the root of their issue, which has to do with childhood trauma and how they saw their parents. So they're basically repeating the cycle of their dysfunctional parents' relationship, and they're doing it with each other. And so you are in this couple's relationship looking, and you just feel like they just need to separate. And even for me, as their relationship is discussed and talked about, and there's some kind of happy ending in terms of that understanding, that mutual understanding, especially for the woman in this, because she is allowing this man to abuse her in terms of she not know her own self-worth, and allowing this because he's constantly cheating, constantly embarrassing her. He's a public figure, so of course everyone knows, so she can't even handle infidelity in private. Everybody knows. So I was struggling with this one. It's definitely not one of my favorite books from the author. And I'm not a big fan of this form of toxic relationship. But I did like the idea of him, the main character, getting to the root of why he's doing some of the things that he's doing to a woman that he claims to love. So, yeah. Then I read New Year, New Scene. Now, I love this one. It's Nicole Falls, and I believe this is my second book from the author. I think I read a short story holiday collection before. But this book, this is with C and Kurt. Now, this is a story about a woman, right? The New Year's Eve, and she lost her husband. She lost her job. She found out that her best friend and her boyfriend of quite a few years they've been together, were having an affair. She come home after losing her job early, and of course they didn't expect her because she's supposed to be at work, and saw that, and her reaction was to leave and didn't even let them know at the time. There was evidence later that they realized she did come home and saw them, but she didn't react, she just left. And that night she was having a good time in terms of drinking and masking her emotion, and woke up in a house that she does not recognize. And when I got to that point of the story, I'm like, holy crap, what in the world? How much drink are you drinking that you can't even remember someone picking you up and taking them to their house? And then I'm thinking, Lord, don't let it be one of those kind of story, the hookup story or anything. And thank you, Lord, it wasn't. It turned out to be someone that she knows and haven't seen in quite some years. And that individual is very much attractive now. And she is in his home. Took care of her. There was nothing happening. He didn't do anything. He was respectful. And you learn why he ended up having to take her to his home and what caused that. This is the story that I feel that would be like me having a bad relationship, ended bad, and I'm hauling all my baggage, all my trust issues, my hurt feels into a new relationship, and I'm expecting the man to deal with it. This was that kind of book. And there were moments where you're just frustrated with her, but you know that hurt feelings. You didn't just lose your job, you lost your boyfriend of many years, and you lost your best friend. So that's going to take a while. So when something good comes along, it's going to be a struggle, and you're not going to really see the bigger picture because you are still hurting. And I liked this because he was such a patient person that she needed, and he allowed her at times to be in that moment, but he encouraged her because she found that her career wasn't what she wanted, and it allowed her to explore what she was passionate about. And she got support. And that's another plus why I love this book, is to find that you know in this you see a man who's supporting her craft more than she even thinking she could possibly do that. And there's that bond and there's that friendship that she got out of it. But there's also that realistic moments where things happen and you can see the baggage that she that she came in that relationship with, and it shows up every so often in the story that I was like, that's realistic, because there's no way she's just gonna forget about those many years with that man and that hurt feeling from her best friend that she's known so many years, and to not have that best friend around anymore, that kind of deal. I love this. It's a fresh take on the attitude of a new year, new things, new experience, new life lessons. And so this was one of my like, yes, 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 yes kind of romance. The only issue with this book, why it wasn't like a perfect for me, was there were a few editing issue that I felt like it was minor, so the book was strong enough where that didn't bother me as much. But I do feel like, you know, it could have been cleaned up a little bit. So then we have Paper Doll. Paper Doll Lena. Now this is, I'm gonna just start off by saying this is triggered. This is a very abusive marriage that this woman is in, and the reason why the book is called Paper Doll, that you think of paper doll, you think of what do you do with a paper doll. You dress it, you manipulate it how you want to, you do whatever you want with it. So that is how she is being treated by this in this marriage. And a chance encounter with a movie star gave her an opportunity to, one, support her children's talent, and also kind of see her. In this, you realize when a woman like this has been abused for many decades. We're talking, I think they were together about 20 years, and a husband that doesn't allow you to do anything that not concern him. We're talking control of everything, control of what you do to your hair, what you wear, how you address things, or even what you cook in the kitchen. You can't even cook your own dishes. You have to cook whatever he's in the mood for, that kind of deal. And you see how she's not seen, she's not appreciated, and there comes someone that comes along that sees you, and not only sees you, value your opinion, because she was a, what you would call like a consultant, that was, you know, business consultant. She's very good at what she does, but her husband did not want her to work, and she was sneakily working part-time without he knowing, because of how she was able to do it, you know, while he's at work. So she's talented in that. So when somebody comes along and they see you, and not only that, they appreciate and value your opinion and the things that you say and listen to you, you start seeing yourself in a different light. You start slowly waking up from that mentality of what abuse people go through. In this, you see her, how she's slowly getting there, and but the risk of finding yourself and not being the paper doll that is what your husband wants. Now you're risking him retaliating, of not liking what he's seeing, not liking the person who you're becoming. So it took certain things in this where I had a discussion with someone who's been into a long marriage, and it's just recently there's that discussion of being lost in that marriage, and how it does happen, and how there's different form of abuse. And even though this book is all the abuse was up in here, there are those verbal abuse of that person not making you feel like you're anything without them. Like no one will want you. No one, you're not capable of being loved besides them. That kind of thing. Or somebody who find you sexually attractive. That's, you know, that kind of thing. And it's all in this. And the discussion I had with that person where is that point where they talk about waking up, and that moment where they're done. There's no coming back from that, because now the new person, the person, or even the person that they were before, shows back up. They never want to go back to that paper doll person. and they're willing to risk. And in this case, when Lena woke up, she's willing to risk feeling loved, feeling wanted by someone. um and it came with high consequences, and you see that in this story where it was pretty rough, it was pretty sad, um it was emotionally gripping, and you're rooting for her, and you're hoping that it wouldn't end in a way that is just awful. And you see that not only that, there's children involved, and not just children, these are teenagers, so they're very much aware what's happening, and they themselves is being abused, but in a different kind of way. I was just like, the author really took it there in this. To me, it's I hate to call it a romance, because I really don't think it should be in a romance situation, but it ended in a way where it felt more of a romance, because she was able to find love, like real love, like, and in turn it being a return love. I guess you would say it that way, where she knew the person felt that way about her, and didn't want to destroy her or break her down emotionally and mentally, so I think this is a hard one to really review. I think I thought about this one. I said I think I want to just sit down and do a written review on this, because it can be a bit, So yeah. So then the romance continue, and I decided that I'm going to finally give Monica Walters a try. I've had one of her books with this plus size girl on the cover, and I haven't read it yet. And I always said I was going to read it, I never do. So I didn't. She's known to write women characters, black women with weight. We're talking plus size, we're talking very shapely, and I'm for it, because again, we don't have a lot of those plus size women in romance or any book that is not surrounding about them having an issue with their body. In this, they're plus size, but there's no like focus on their plus size like that. It's just literally, these men prefer women with more meat on their bones. That kind of deal. So in this one's Blindsided by Love, and it's a series, because it's called the Henderson series, so family series, yeah. And I think there's 8 books in there. I am on the second book, but the first book I finished early this morning. And it is between Aspen and Storm, also known as Seven. And this is what you call small town, down south community. But you have one Storm family is in this town that there are pretty much they own a lot of the properties, they own a lot of the business there, but they're very southern, they're very low-key kind of people, but they're not necessarily poor. They just don't come off bougie. They just country, foul-mouthed country. Storm is the youngest of 7 kids, so he's used to getting what he's wants. He's very aggressive. Most people are intimidated by him, and he's tall, and just look like he could just knock you out, and he might shoot you if you try him. That kind of deal. Then you have a situation where on his family ranch, his parents' ranch, the ranch actually in the community, where they were finding their cattle being killed, or they're dead, so they're not sure if it's at first was natural or somebody was doing something. Little by little they realized, no, something's not right. It's a little spooky. So this journalist, Aspen, who comes from this bougie family, and she's like in a different part of Texas, and engaged into this snobby man who doesn't appreciate her, like she's supposed to be Stepford wife, and he want that, and she wasn't about that, because she likes what she do. She likes to write, and she's a journalist, and she's going to continue doing that. She'll do everything else, but that's one thing she wasn't going to put up with. And when she went to the town, a car broke down, and here comes Storm. Storm is a mechanic. He owns his own garage, and and he has a business attached to it. And so he's That needs to say, he tried to rescue her. Chemistry there, and of course she wasn't having it because she's like, no, I'm engaged. But then, you know, things happen and she realized, you know, she don't want that. She wants some Storm. All I know is homegirl decided to do some things and to make things happen, and it was like on and popping in this damn book. This is a sexy book. Let me tell you, sexy book, okay? So if you're not into smut, this ain't for you, because there's a whole lot of smutting going on in this. It is like, what I also like is that whole, how they show, you know, they have and have not, and how in this case they have and they're not flaunting it. You wouldn't know they have, but based on like the house he live in, how it's described, and the fact that everybody have a business, all his siblings own something, and the whole town know them, you know, pretty much. They, you know, they own a chunk of the town. And then how you have like her appearance, a bougie self, automatically look down on him because he's a country bumpkin, and he I guess he can't do nothing for them. That was just one of those things that I'm like, oh, that's messed up. That is messed up. That is messed up. But I would say, I'm not a big like southern country bumpkin kind of person. I lived down south for a while. I was in Georgia for quite some years. But I miss certain things. When they were talking about like just riding the horse, the little rodeo stuff, and just being out in the back and having like a big old field and animals and stuff, I missed that part. That part I was like, man. Even though they have that here, but it's not the same because you know, I don't have a big old land with animals and all that. But it's not the same because it's cold up here. It's like snow. Y'all see all that snow. But I like that part of the story. And not only that, I like the family chemistry. They're funny. You know, even when Storm has a really bad attitude, they find ways to like crack him, make him, you know. I like how he was willing to, you know, risk it all for his woman. For her. He just like, you know, become this sweet guy when he's around her. Everybody's looking at him like, who is that guy? Because that's not the guy they know, because he's always aggressive. I like that. I'm just like, look, she got me hooked already, because I'm already starting the second book, and it's one of those. It's one of those where you just like, where the hell's my Storm? That kind of deal. I don't know. I like guys like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I do like guys like that, who's a little bit like aggressive, but like can be mushy, you know, with their woman, that kind of deal. So that's where I have this, and I am Ignite My Soul. That's what I'm on now, and that is Chastity and Jasper. And so I'm going to continue with that, and I am going to pick up a classic, which I started. I've only gotten 15 pages in, so I'm not even going to address that yet, because I'm not far enough to really like say anything about that book yet. But I am going to do that. I need to do my TBR for my classic as well, but I have to sit down, and there's some books I want to look at to do my TBR. So that's coming. So let's go to the vision board, and I'm going to start with last year's vision board to see what I got off the vision board, and then I'm going to add a new one, and we're going to chit chat a little bit. And it's still only 3 o'clock, but it's dark, so I had to put lights on. Yeah, winter. Alright guys, so this is my last year vision board. So the first thing is, on the top, I never made it to Jamaica. So let's see, I don't know, looks better now. Alright, so I never made it to Jamaica because, you know, situation happened. Journal, yes, I've had some really interesting year with journal. I did started doing journal spread on TikTok and as well as Instagram, which I've never done before. So this 2021, that was a new for me. I completed one more novel draft. So I think I have no, yes, I have one more draft that's not done. The workout started, and then of course, y'all know what happened afterwards. Net worth increased by 1%. Not good enough. Relax. I think I was relaxed quite a bit at some point this in the year. It wasn't so bad. New. I started sewing and making earrings. That was a big deal, and I am definitely. All right, guys. It's a little weird with the angle I'm coming at. So anyway, new of course is sewing. I said, and making earrings, and writing. I did a lot of that. Of course, learn. I did learn something new again. The earrings and the sewing situation. Books. I read the most book ever, 100 books. Balance. I did find some balance in terms of I was using my planner more and I was able to try and stay on top of things more. So there was some improvement there, especially with the plan. So for the most part, it wasn't a complete fail. I did got some really good stuff done out of this. So let's see the new one. All right, guys. So this is the vision board that I created this time. And the first thing I thought about was fit for life. And I want to be able to work out and it becomes a routine. Like it becomes where I miss a day and I feel some kind of way, which is how I used to be back in the days when I was into fitness. I was small and I used to work out all the time and I used to run. I had that guilt, that workout guilt when you didn't miss a day. So I want to be fit for life. 70 pounds. That is the goal. And I'm not going to knock myself if I don't reach the goal, but the goal is to get as close to 70 as possible. So this is why I have myself here, and this is me sideways, and we'll see what the body looks like later. And of course, being consistent. Down here is job. I need to get off the shift I'm in. I need to get off the time schedule. My schedule is disgusting. I hate it. And I've been trying to get it off, and still my number one goal is to get off the schedule I'm on. Over here, I put create. Of course, I keep creating. Keep coming up with new things that I enjoy doing. Writing. Keep writing. I am going to make it a commitment to get back to blogging more, at least once a week consistently. I want to get back to my regular Sunday blog, and as well as at least try to get back to Wednesday's bookish, because Wednesdays was either a book review or a book topic, and I used to be consistent every week, and there was a lot of people who would follow me just for that, and I fell off. So I want to get back to that. So that's where that writing, and of course write another book. As well as where am I? Where did I put it? Finish the draft. So that needs to happen. All right, down here, my number one goal of 2022 is to learn how to swim. Yes, I am Jamaican. I lived literally walking distance from a beach. Elsha, Port Henderson wasn't far. Used to be at the beach almost every weekend, and I do mean almost every weekend. My father was a fish. Never taught me how to swim, never learned. Now I'm a grown ass, need to learn how to swim. So I'm hoping in April, when things kind of calm down, and do my research to see how it works in my area. I've seen somebody recently been doing the Y, and they got a instructor, and they pay for it. They've been documented on YouTube, and I've been watching her. She's also Jamaican. She's a little bit older than I am, and she's just learning how to swim too. And I say, you know what? This is the year. This is the year that I finally learned how to swim. So I will put you all on a journey with me. I will get through the process of when I find somebody, somebody to teach me how to swim, how much it's going to cost, how long it's going to take. and to come to grip with my fear of water. I love water, but I fear swimming. Like, I could be at the beach, at the pool all day long in the water. I'm not that person that don't want to go in the water. I want to go in the water, but I also know my limit and how far I will go, and I get scared. So I'm hoping to fix that situation. All right, so that's where we have the swimming here. So I have these lovely photos. I'll give you a close-up if you guys can't see, because I can't tell. That I found these two black girls. One is floating, and I used to be able to float. I wonder if I can still float. I don't know, but I used to float. But sometimes what I used to do is put a bamboo stick behind my neck when I was in Jamaica and float up. But no, I don't want that. And there's another picture of her here, which is the swimming sign. So dating, going to date more. I need to, yeah. Gonna date some more. I didn't date as much last year. I tried twice and it was just, I am not going to just stay in the house and complain about being single. I need to go on some dates. Be as creative as I possibly can, because you know what's out there still lurking around. A new one pop up every week. So I am going to, and there's ways to be safe and still date. So we'll figure it out. Journaling continue. I'm still going to do some more journal stuff. Find your bliss. Of course, I'm always passionate about something, but keep it going. Full is a big one for me now. I think of full as in being fulfilled about something or something that I do. I always feel like it's more. I always feel like I want more. And I need to be able to enjoy those moments where I am fulfilled. I've reached that point where I wanted to reach. Enjoy what I've accomplished or what I've done before I feel like I have to proceed to something else. That kind of deal. Sewing. So up here, a passion for, and I put sewing. It's still a passion for me. I am going to have to learn my measurements better, especially now that I'm losing weight. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I eventually go on the scale on a 17 to see exactly how much total I've lost. I've decided the first week I went on, I didn't go back since. I don't know how much, but I know I have. But I have to learn my measurements when I'm sewing a lot better, especially curvy stuff, because as I'm losing these weight, those garments are going to have to get altered, and I need to learn how to do alteration, which is a hard thing to do when you're doing sewing. But I'm gonna have to learn, because I'm not gonna do all these clothes and then can't wear them later. I want to be able to wear them, so I would definitely learn how to alter and still be able to wear the stuff that I make, and still be able to wear even the stuff I make now and it fits me perfectly instead of being too big. One of my issues, I'm scared of cutting the too small that I end up having it too big, and then I still end up having to try to adjust it because I made it too big, that kind of deal. I need to be able to cut my measurement right. Love. I would never give up on love. It's gonna find me, or I'm gonna find it. One of the So we'll figure it out. And that is it. So that is going to be my I gotta put some more blue in this. So the big one is the swimming. That's the top of the list, and then everything else, of course, the 70-pound health. I have to, if you guys watch previous, my results for my last health screening wasn't good, so I have to lose weight. So I have a dietitian, so I see her on the 17 and I get weight check in, and yeah, and that's why you have the blue theme, water. When I think of the beach, how the water always look blue, but water ain't blue, but it just looks blue. So that's what I did. I had the sky, I had some bird stuff on it, but you can't see it because it's all covered up. So yeah, I'm about to take the other one off and put this on the wall. guys, so I'm going to end this here. I am literally just about to like start editing this stuff, and it is probably close to 4 now. Still dark, looks like, you know, but it's not. So I hope to see you in the next one, and I will catch you up on what I'm doing. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.